to, it's me, Hyper Viper. Talk to you about punk rock records. Let's go. We're talking about Portland. Oh my gosh, I've revealed where I am in the world. Okay, anyway, and so I know about punk rock records from Portland because I got some. Not all of them. Oh, there's a lot of punk rock in Portland, I'll tell you what. There's lots of things I don't know about, and I haven't been going to shows because I get up real early in the morning. So, this, The Rats, To Become Dead Moon, famous Portland rock and roll institution. The singer guy, Fred, has passed away recently, and 2D, this is their first band, and I'm not sure if it's the same guy that was in Dead Moon playing drums. Yeah, here. This is the earliest Portland punk-ish stuff I got, but anyway, this came out, this is originally 1980, and then this is 2008 on Mississippi Records, and we'll move on. Okay, this is one of the earliest bands from back in the day that were, they came to my town. I'm from Corvallis, Oregon. I don't live there anymore. Traveled around a few places. But, I didn't even say Portland, Oregon. Oh my gosh, sorry, Maine. Portland, Oregon Records. Hey, here we go. We can go over again. But anyway, this band came to our town, and they were like a little bit older than us. And they had the cool spiky spikes, and we were like that too. And it was like, whoa! We were introduced to a whole new world. Played a show with these guys, Deprived. They became, lots of things. They became Defiance. But this is the first incarnation. And then the riffs too. Lots of stuff out of these guys. Anyway, yeah. They had a 7-inch. That was like the first vinyl that any bands that I knew of from, besides the biggies we'll talk about later. Anyway, also played saw many shows of these guys too. Resist, Deprived, Resist, 1-2 Punch of Portland punk that I went to go see. The stuff I was into, which Portland, if you may not been here, whatever, it's sort of a divided scene with the punks, or not. You can't, there's a whole lot of things why I originally didn't move here is because you can't be friends with these people because of that, and blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Lots of inner politics that make it sort of, whatever. I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore because, whatever. It's, a lot of those people are not around anymore either. So, whatever. Deprived, that was a 1989 to 1982 retrospective, and on Threat to Resistance, and I'm not sure what year that came out. Mike, the Defiance guy, gave it to me. Resist, 1991 on Media Blitz. That was the first album that had with the like regular sleeve that I knew of early punk bands in the 90s. Anyway, whatever. Then came Unamused. These guys have a 7-inch that don't check that out. This is good though. This is on Allied, and that whatever John Yates, I think his name is, Steelworks, did this cool picture. This is a good album. It's a little different from the stuff that was kind of happening. Not really, but it's like same kind of before street punk. I guess there was like the Casualties-y kind of stuff. Spiky spikes and leather jackets and stuff. That was the Portland kind of sound. And, but earlier. So it didn't really have a name when it was those bands. So, whatever. And then here's champions of that. The underground, like, these guys are a little more serious than the Casualties, are a little sillier. I don't know what the thing is between them, but this is a gatefold. Mike also gave me this. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but some punk chorus is their retrospective 93 to 203, and then they've kept going, and like this one. Anyway, gonna move on because talked enough about that. Whatever. This band was around the same time then, that from a different kind of scene, sort of, but the Automatics. This is pop punk from Portland from the 90s, and these guys are awesome. If you've ever heard of what's the gonna hold on. Okay, I'm back. Mutant Pop. These are Mutant Pop's starter band. I think it's like a pop punk label out of Corvallis, that started after I've met the guy, but I don't remember that much. But anyway, this is a pop punk, kind of clean. He plays a Rickenbacker guitar, and it's kind of clean sounding, silly. They got some good songs though. I really like them. But that's I've gotten into them more as I've come back, and I've started collecting all the Mutant Pop 7-inches because you can go to Corvallis and there's a whole bunch of them in the used record store. So whatever, and this one just came out. This Automatics on Mooster. It's a repress. It's got, because this is, I think both of these were originally just on CD. This is only on CD, I know for a fact. And it's on cool vinyl too. Whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna move on from that. And whoa, we're jumping around. So I moved. So I didn't know about that much, and I came back in around the real exciting time in the 2000s. So we're back on track now. That was some earlier stuff to tell you about some of the records I have. Just the records I have. Anyway, Observers. Oh, I talked about them before. Real good. Became the Red Dawns, and I think Defect, and among other things. But, Red Dawns are okay. They don't have the backing vocals that the Observers have, which I realized listening to it, what is the good part. So, that's my opinion. I think they kind of sound like a modern-y 7 Seconds. I've said that before. But anyway, Red Vinyl. This is on Vinyl Warning, and that came out in... the Automatics ones was 1998 on Let's Dance Records, the first one, and then Mutant Pop also, and 216 was that second one. Jeez, I'm kind of blowing it here. Anyway, that one, Observers 204, Exploding Hearts, the Power Pop, tragically 3/4 of the band passed away in 2000 something, whatever. I have talked about it before, but anyway, this is a great record. 2007 Dirt Nap. Just moving on. We're gonna go overview now. Epoxy, especially about records I talked about already. So Epoxies, keyboards, new wave. This one, Dirt Nap. 202. This one, 205. Fat Records. Portland. We're talking about, hey, Oregon. Portland, Oregon. USA. Okay. Mean Jeans. Party punk. Ramones, core, party punk. Fun, I think. I'm not sure all of them, the one main guy lives here anymore, but anyway, I get the ones I know about bands that don't live here anymore, I'll let you know. That one came out on Dirt Nap 209, this one 212, Mean Jeans on Mars, Silly, Flip Tops, this one, more with the punk and roll kind of, but part of that, like Epoxies, whatever, that one part of the scene that they played. These guys are good. Anyway, whatever. She was in the Hunches, people like them. I said that already. He was in. These guys are in lots of bands, and he was in Nyx too. They're good. Anyway. This one's on Ripoff, what'd I say, 202, yep. And this one, we had to wait a long time for 212, Bachelor Records. The singer in the Flip Tops is in a lot of bands too. Like the Minds, he's a singer of this band too. And I'm sure some other bands now, but I'm not. Like I said, I haven't been, in about 5 years, I haven't been to really a shows in a while, because I go to bed. Work. Hey, affords me all these records, though. Hey, all right. Let's go. So that was Flip Top's. No, mine's 203. Moving on to Straight Jacket. I don't know what they kind of sound like. People, when they went on tour, and so I went on tour with them, that people were like, kind of think of them as like a Chelsea, they kind of think Chelsea-ish or something like that kind of, but I don't know, bald people seem to enjoy them, like the kinds with braces and boots. But that's not what their target audience was, but that's okay. I mean, if that's the people that enjoy, they kind of sound like a British oi-ish, not a street punky whatever band, but melodic, like Chelsea or something. So, or melodic, or the singing's a little gruff, like the Leatherface or something. His voice kind of sounds like that, because like but it sung melodically. Anyway, that was 205. I think I can't read my own writing on Johnny Cat. This 211. Therapists. This is in just a paper bag. That's why it looks weird. And then here's the back. Hate Sweats is pretty good. Kind of, I don't know. Punk. Portlandy. If it's not like I can't specifically say the sounds, like punkish. I don't know. These guys kind of Ramones core. They were like, when I'm in the early 2000s, they were young kids. You can see by there. I think they've moved on, and I don't know. Anyway, this, these guys were kind of the buzz around town. Ooh, the kids. But I don't think they're around anymore. But whatever. That was 20 years ago. I mean, some people just aren't. Some people are. And some of the guys are. I mean, they're still around, but I don't know. I don't really know them. Chemicals, Johnny Cat Records. This Johnny Cat is the singer of this band, and members, Straight Jacket, other bands too. The guy from Observers, the singer, Doug, is in this also. And other members, I think it's kind of a revolving cast of like the cool kids around town, but I'm not sure. I like that. It's like the Motley Crue thing with the words written on the song titles on there. I like that. Okay, and those came out in 211, the first one, 212, both on Johnny Cat. And this, Riot Cop. I went to school with the singer of this band. I won't say his name because he probably doesn't want to know. Because this guy is like a for real. These guys are like Anarchy Town. Like, they're definitely downtown smashing the stuff every night when they were. This guy he was like skateboarder dude. He was always really cool, but he was a skateboarder dude, really good artist. He did that. It's like on a woodcut thing on a big giant rolling, like they used to do. I don't know what it's called, but I saw the thing that was on, and that was a bad one. He was gonna throw it away. I was like, can I buy that? Can I have that? He's like, oh, I made the paper, so it cost me like $8. And it's like, I had $8. I give it to him. This is cool. So, Riot Cop. Not necessarily my scene. I kind of bought it just because I knew the guy. But yeah, they offered to play a show with us, or I think they offered to. And then, the last time I saw the guy was whatever. And that one came out not on a label. Probably made it himself. Like, he was making at his place. I went to his like art place. He was trying to make a record himself, like to record it and press the vinyl and make it cool. I mean, yeah, he's a real I mean, for real, do DIY. Like they're singing about stuff that a lot of these political bands are talking about. These guys are living it, and not, you know, they're for real. So whatever, I give them props for that. This band, Harem Scarum, all women band. I decided I'm going to say male or female to differentiate the vocals, because I know that it's probably not like what, but there's a difference in the style of vocals, and this is all women singing. They do like the drummer does these like really cool harmony backups on a like more like screamy front person, and this is on Tribal War, and this is Harem Scarum 1999, and this one on Hex. I think the singer left, and one of these isn't as good as the other one. I think the first one is better, but in my opinion, something with they didn't sound whatever. This is another band. Autistic Youth. They sort of sound like the Observers ish. That sort of modern punk kind of, you know, fast and everybody sings, and they are great live. Like I'm sorry, but their albums don't translate of like how good they are and like how much power they have. It just doesn't translate on the album. I like their albums, but they're not like as good as seeing them live. If they come to your town, they're I don't know if they're still around. They may have moved. I don't know. These are kind of old, so like I said, I don't get around that much anymore. All right, where are we at? Autistic Youth 210, 213. Dirt Nap Blackwater, the first one, and the second one just Dirt Nap, this one. And they have more, I just don't have any. I also don't have any vinyl of the Estranged, which are like post-punk. I have, it's like some of their CDs, but I don't know why. And I just haven't, but they're worth mentioning if you want to check out some cool Portland bands. The Estranged are like post-punk-y, but not on the like, kind of. So they're like, yeah, whatever. This band is like crazy. I just saw this band and I was like, whoa! They're like Metallica, early Metallica, the Bymarks, with like Gigi Allen as a singer, like rolling around on the ground and going crazy and pushing people around and just breaking stuff and going nuts. But with like, they're like younger. This is old too, I guess. This one is 211. So they're probably older now. They're in their 20. They're 21 now. I don't think they were 21 when these came out. But anyway, it's rock, like, yeah, like Metallica, early Metallica metal, thrash metal with a punk singer. Bymarks. Here's another one of their albums. And I think these guys are cool. So, I mean, it's not necessarily, there's probably a lot of other metal bands that I don't even know about. I just happened to see this band and I was like, whoa, cool. So, Bymarks, I bought their first album when it came out and their second album, I think, or whatever. And the first one was on, oh my god, Mara la Musica Discus. I'll just look. I can probably just tell you. The second one's on Hookah Records, Blackwater. Blackwater's like a record label, metal record store, practice place, show place, all in one thing. It's pretty cool. I've been there a few times. I bought a few power pop records there because they sell them for cheap. Nobody that goes in there is interested. So I bought Joe Jackson, Look Sharp. I'd never heard it, and I was at a show seeing the Observers and no, not these, but Red Dawn's, Autistic Youth, and somebody else. That was a super awesome show. But the record store was open, and I went in there and it was like $3, and I was like, I heard about it, that record, and I was like, oh, check it out. And that was like, that one record was like, wow, it really started my path down looking for power pop, older power pop records. Anyway, and then what did I say? I was gonna look at what the Mata la Musica Discas. Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Did I say Piss Test? Did I show that? I know I already had it, but Piss Test. I don't think these guys are from here. This came out when they lived here. I saw them a few times, and I don't think they live here anymore. But this came out on Johnny Cat, and this is silk screened, so I had to have something between this and another one that was silk screen cover, so they wouldn't stick together. Which is this Cowabunga Kid. I don't know. This is pop punk, male, female, kind of switch off sometimes. Pop punk, and I just put this. I bought this used. I've never seen this band. I heard about them, and then so I bought the record because I saw it used. Because I buy a lot of these albums I don't hear about. I buy used because one of the places I go sells stuff, local bands, dirt cheap, like $1 or $3 or something for LPs. Just because they're local. Well, it's like, oh, who would want that? Gross. I know that guy. Or that guy's, Johnny Cat. These guys are punk, kind of heavier, but like, Portland has like the bands that aren't like super standoutish, or, there's like Chemicals kind of sound, or like there's a whole bunch of bands that are in like that kind of scene, the mutant, I don't know what it's called, something Mutant Party or something, but anyway, Johnny Cat Records kind of bands. And I bought this I never heard it, and it's pretty good, so definitely I'm showing it, because you may see it used and be like, I don't know, but it's good. Alright, check it out, especially if you can find it cheap. This band, the Exploding Hearts called, and no. This band's a cry. I heard something about them. These guys, they're like really good, like musicians. They went to the like rock and roll camp for kids or whatever, and then I don't know. That's somebody was making fun of them or whatever. But anyway, these guys are power poppy, like glam-ish. Portland. And we're going to finish Portland off with the Kings of Punk. That's right. Poison Idea. That Cry record, 2002 on SP Records from Japan. So it's like kind of rare, that one. This isn't, I used to have the original, but I traded it away to get, I already talked about it, I think, Word is Law by Neurosis. But I bought a repress, so you can do that. This is a great album right here, Poison Idea, Kings of Punk. If you haven't heard this, well, probably this album put Poison Idea on the map. This is the greatest. I mean, it's pretty heavy to say you're the Kings of Punk, and they had the weight to back them up, punch your head in. I don't know. This one came out. We're All the Time. Okay, so that original, I don't know when it came out, but that one's earlier than this one came out. We're All the Time, like 87. That repress is 1991. This one, 1990. This one, okay, yeah, whatever. This is, they got a little more singy, but this is a great album too. This is not We're All the Time. It's probably like, I only probably like it because it was when I was a kid, so I listened to the album a lot of times. This one's really good though. On American Leather, their record label. I don't know if you know about Poison Idea, but they're like large fellows. At least the guitar player, Pig Champion is his name. And he passed away after they recorded this, Pig's Last Stand. This one came out in 2006, so this is when they had declined, but then they got new members. They kind of got better, and then I don't know. I'm not sure, but I mean, I bought this. This is newer, and this is pretty good. I mean, yeah. Jerry A, the singer, did a guest vocals on a recent Nightbirds record. There's that for all you guys that are into them. But anyway, then this sums up pretty much everything about everything. Record collectors are pretentious assholes. And that's all I gotta say about that. This is a repress too. It's not the original one. That would be worth a ton of money. But still probably, I mean, anything Poison Idea pretty much worth some money. So, that's it. Portland. Bye-bye from the Rose City.